The Gran Turismo 7 Power Pack is here, and there's a lot to discuss because I think some people are going to like this, but some people are not going to like it. Now, for full disclosure, this video is not sponsored by PlayStation or Gran Turismo or anyone else, but I think I'm going to like it for the price. I think I'm going to get my money's worth out of this, and I'll explain why. But I also think they've been a bit cheeky with the price and also the content as well. So this is coming out, as I predicted, for $29, £24.99. That's what I thought they would do. When I saw they were including credits, I thought they would bump up the price a bit. So £24.99, $29.99. Now here's a few things about the Power Pack. It's going to be a selection of 50 custom races where you're going to use pre-selected cars. You cannot use cars from your garage here. That means that you won't be able to use your own liveries, by the way. Now, someone who has a lot of liveries with my name on them in the game, that's a bit annoying, but anyway, because I like taking nice photos. It's also not going to be online. As I understand it, there's no online content in the Power Pack. So even though some of the 50 races are going to be 24-hour races, they're not bringing that functionality to sport mode, which I think is a bit frustrating because it would open up unbelievable doors if they did for sport mode. They've also decided to include 5 million credits mandatory, which I think is a bit weird because I think they should have done an option to buy this with credits and without credits. I'm thinking of the perspective of the person who's bought Gran Turismo 7 recently and hasn't maybe seen all of the free updates they've done over the years and is now expected to pay another $29.99 to experience the Power Pack. I actually did a little bit of research. Gran Turismo 7 retails for $69.99, $70 without discounts. The Power Pack is $29, so $30. That's $100 without discounts. And then you need, if you want to race online, have a PlayStation Plus subscription, which is $80. I can't believe how much that's gone up. So if you want to play Gran Turismo 7 with the Power Pack and also play online sport mode, you have to pay $180. Now, I did a little cheeky comparison with iRacing, and iRacing, even without discount, is cheaper than that for a year, but obviously you need a massive computer and you need to buy a lot of content separately as well. Bit of a cheeky comparison, but I just wanted to show the perspective of someone who's bought Gran Turismo 7 recently and is now going to be lumped with another $30. Now, from my perspective and anyone watching, you know, I bought the game at launch. I paid my £70 at launch. I actually paid it twice because I bought a special anniversary edition. I've seen so many free updates Gran Turismo has given, adding loads of new tracks like Grand Valley Speedway, adding Lake Louise, adding Road Atlanta, adding legendary cars like the Alfa Romeo 155. Just loads of new content has come, always for free. And weirdly, tomorrow when the Power Pack launches, there's going to be more content that in iRacing you would be expected to pay for, which is the Aston Martin and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve and the Ferrari 296 GT3, whereas Gran Turismo is adding it for free because Spec 3 is coming on the same day as the Power Pack. So it's almost an inverse situation here where the content you'd usually expect to pay for, i.e. new cars and new tracks, is coming for free, and the sort of stuff that's a bit easier for them to develop, to be honest, which is just setting combinations, you're having to pay for. Now, there are going to be some additional cars in the Power Pack as well, which is getting very confusing because you're going to get free cars in Spec 3. There's going to be exclusive cars in the Power Pack, so I'm showing them on screen now. I think the star of this general update is the 296 GT3 for me, which is a free car. But I can't help thinking that the content that we're going to pay for in the Power Pack could be free or could be cheaper because it is essentially taking the content they've got and repackaging it, setting the, you know, how many laps the race is going to be, what the race conditions are going to be, what car you're going to be driving, maybe a custom tune on the car, what your AI opponents are going to be, what the rewards are going to be, and then adding a little bit more around the practice qualifier race. I don't think they've added too much more, to be honest. So it's an interesting one. Again, I can understand if people are going to say, I don't want to pay $29 for this. Again, personally, I'm going to pay for it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it because I've completed Gran Turismo 7. I've actually spent 1,500 hours in Gran Turismo 7, so it's one of my favourite games of all time. And with that, I actually owe the community my thoughts on what should still be in the power pack, because this could potentially still be in, but if they're not, we need to let Gran Turismo know that they should be added. The first thing has to be an update to the PSVR 2 HUD. For example, being able to just remove the HUD with one button, be able to see the standings. It's going to help you actually do strategy races. You might really need this to be in for the power pack to work on PSVR 2 if there's going to be a lot of strategy involved in 24-hour races. Also, potentially PS5 only lobbies, for example, maybe something to do with the power pack where you can have more than 16 cars in a race would be absolutely fantastic. The 16 car limitation, if that is a PS4 limitation, that should be kind of abolished for PS5 with the power pack. I'd love to see in the power pack, also on PS5, some much bigger grids in the races. If you're going to do a 24-hour race, I really don't think the standard grids are going to cut it. I think you're going to need to have more than 30 car grids in there. They could potentially do multi-class, which would be fantastic. Again, we need bigger grids, and we know that the PS5 can handle it. Even Project Motor Racing is doing bigger grids in multiplayer on PS5. And by the way, I think a lot of people would say that $29 for the power pack is actually better value than $29 for Project Motor Racing, which is an absolutely brutal indictment of Project Motor Racing. Now, some other points of criticism, because if you come to this channel, you know that we're going to give the pros, we're going to give the cons, so make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I massively appreciate it. They keep calling Sophie 3.0 a AI agent. I think this is a bit sneaky from Sony. I feel like they want to inflate the value of Sony AI. Anyone who does stuff in AI knows what an AI agent is. Sophie is not an AI agent, it's just a racing AI. Could be a very good one, but it kind of puts me off every time they call it an AI agent. I also have a feeling that the fact that the car choice is going to be restricted is because they want Sophie to run better in kind of constrained conditions. That is going to narrow the freedom that we have to attack these races. I also have a feeling that the way they're describing this is kind of like Gran Turismo moving towards how a real race weekend operates is a bit misleading. Like, it's always kind of been available in the game. They could have always done it like this. You can actually do lobbies like this. Project Motor Racing, ironically, also made a massive marketing deal about being able to do like real racing weekend. It's just practice qualifying race. It's not rocket science, in my opinion. It's also worth saying that some people think this content should have come for free to Gran Turismo 7 because Kaz and Co were talking about endurance races and now they're coming in a paid DLC. For me personally, that's not a problem. We got so much free DLC that we didn't necessarily expect. And I can also potentially see it could have been the case that they tried to get this working on PS4. It didn't work on PS4, so they've done it as a DLC for PS5. This goes back to videos I was making 4-5 years ago on whether Gran Turismo 7 should be a cross-play title or work on PS5 only. The final thing here is B-Spec. B-Spec is such an important feature in Gran Turismo games. Previously, I've made videos on wanting B-Spec to come back. I don't see how they can do the 24-hour races really without B-Spec, so I think B-Spec is going to be a part of this, but I'm a little bit concerned that they haven't really spoken about it or released any screenshots of it. It seems unusual to me. It's also a bit unusual that the pricing has been so last minute. But that's a very full rundown, I think, of everything we know about the power pack at the moment. Remember, it's PS5 only. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to enjoy it, I'm pretty sure. I like the challenge. I think the most people are going to enjoy it as well. I think they're being a bit cheeky with the price. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you. Well, I'll see you for Spec 3 in the power pack.